talk now. This MMA, what we talking about? Yeah, you tuned into the pod now. Gonna be hard for you to stop now. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in.
Welcome back to another episode of Caged In. I'm your host, Chris DiCarlo. Got a very special guest making his debut on the show. It's Ozzy Martin. How we doing today, my man?
Good. Can't complain. Feeling good.
Good, man. Love to hear it. You had a big performance this past weekend at Cage Titans 58. You were on the short list of my people from that card that I knew that I needed to get on the show and get to know a little bit better because we haven't seen you on the Cage Titans scene before. So first and foremost, man, congrats on the W. It was a epic performance, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, honestly. Like, I wanted to get on Cage Titans for a bit now. I was originally preparing to go on March 15th for Dana White's looking for a fight, but my opponent dropped out and took a couple of days off. And then I heard about this, got the offer, and I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do it.
There you go, man. Love to hear it. You are now 2-0 as an amateur. Let's get into your background a little bit, man. Get to know you a little bit better before we start diving into the fight stuff. So where were you kind of born and raised, and what was growing up like for you?
So I'm from Lima, Peru in South America.
Nice.
And I lived there till I was about 6 years old. And then I moved to the UK, United Kingdom, spent some time there till I was about 12. Then I moved to the US, and that was a big change for me. And
Sure.
it was always my family, because my family had originally lived in Miami back in the day. That's where my oldest brother was born. He fights Muay Thai.
Nice.
Out of North Shore Muay Thai. And we got here, and I lived in Massachusetts for a bit. Then I moved up to New Hampshire after high school. And now we're here. I go to school now, actually, in Plymouth, New Hampshire.
Oh, nice. Good for you, man. Were you an athlete growing up? Were you in sports at all?
In Peru, it was kind of hard, like, to do a little organized sports because it was like a different culture. Like, there wasn't really many opportunities for me as a kid. So I'd watch a lot of football and baseball with my dad, and obviously fighting. My parents were actually kickboxers too.
Nice.
So it's a nice little background. It's in the family a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say the MMA is in the blood a little bit. It's good to hear.
Yeah, love them. They're great people, great folk.
Awesome,
and so that's basically like my background. I grew up. Basically, I did when I moved to the UK, I did like rugby and sorts of that, like in school. Like, there wasn't that many opportunities for organized sports there either, apart from like soccer or rugby and stuff like that.
Right.
I hadn't really found fighting right then and there, but I was always around it because I've got two older brothers and both trained Muay Thai. So I grew up in the gyms a little bit, and I was in the scene when I was a lot younger.
Cool, man. So when did you kind of make that transition into like, okay, I'm going to start training now. This is something that I want to do. When did you kind of first start getting into the gym and start chasing this dream?
So it was funny, really, like how this all really happened. Because I played football in high school, and I got recruited to play football at Plymouth State too. So my first year at school, I played football there, and it was during COVID and all that.
Right.
So it was like kind of weird because we didn't really have a season. The lifts were weird, so I was kind of getting agitated. And the thing is, I'd wanted to fight for so long, but like, football was so important in my life that I thought that, all right, I got to put all my effort towards that so I can be the best at that, or try to be the best at that.
Right.
And I was so unsure about the upcoming season. I was like, you know what? Like, I think I just got to start training. I got to bite the bullet and just like do what I want to do before I get older. Like, I'm going to regret it. And then I was like, all right, I started boxing when I was 18, then right after I graduated high school. And I started off just boxing around Manchester, New Hampshire. And then when I got to school, after in my sophomore year, there was no football, so I was trying to find gyms around. And I found this jiu-jitsu gym around the corner. And I emailed them, hey, like, you got any striking? Like, because I wasn't really into grappling at that time.
Right.
I was like, hey, like, what's going on? And they gave me the name of Lake Street and Valitudo. So I reached out to my now coach Taylor Mears and asked him like what their rundown was. Super nice. And I went in, I did a boxing class, and I absolutely loved it. Fell in love, like, hooked.
Yeah. There you go. And the rest was history after that, huh?
Yeah, he was like, the thing was, like, I was only doing boxing, and I tried a little kickboxing as well. And he was like, hey man, like, you should do jiu-jitsu, like, you seem good. And like you have a good build, good, like you look pretty strong. Like I feel like you'd be good at this. So I tried it out, and that is when I really, really fell in love with like martial arts, mixed martial arts. Like it changed my life, honestly. Like everything about it has changed my life.
There you go. I know you said you went in there, looking for stand up and then kind of fell in love with the ground game too.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy all your sessions now when you get to the gym? Like, do you enjoy the jujitsu classes just as much as the Muay Thai?
Oh, training is a lifestyle for me. I love every moment of it. Boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, like wrestling, like jujitsu, anything. Like I love every single part of it. And every time I train, I'm like, I'm blessed to be able to train because a lot of people in the world don't have that opportunity.
Right.
And I just feel really, really, really like good and happy that I'm able to do it. And the fact that I love it so much. Every time I'm in there, like I'm having a good time, no matter what I'm doing.
There you go, man. That's awesome. I love to hear that. You do have a nickname. You go by Toro. Is that still your nickname?
Hmm. Yes, sir. It is.
What's the story behind the nickname? How'd you get it?
So that's my old man's fight name back in the day,
Oh,
from
hell
back in
yeah.
the day, Dave Toro Martin, and he was a bull. So
Yeah.
and I fight like a bull. I'm strong. I hit hard. I'm in your face. It's just my style. So
Yeah, man.
I
It fits
feel
you then.
yeah. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Perfect, man. I love that. Are you a fan of MMA overall? Like, do you watch like the UFC and all that stuff, or are you just
Oh, of
strictly just a
course. No, no, no. I love it's like I love it so much, man. Everything. Like I try to watch as much as I can. Obviously, UFC right now is like it's got I think the like best fighters right now,
Mhm.
but I'm not really sure. Like PFL has a lot of talent, Bellator has a lot of talent. Like they're all really, 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 really good athletes. But UFC right now has got a lot of interesting matchups, like the fight this weekend, Cheeto Sanhagen. It's
Yeah, it's
going to be
just
a
gonna be
good
a
one.
banger. I can't wait for that, man. I'm super pumped for that fight.
Yeah.
Uh, do you have any favorite fighters that you currently watch that you keep your eye out for?
Man, you know what? It's funny you say that because everyone's always like, whenever I'm watching fights with anyone, I'm like rooting for everyone because
Yeah.
they're just like, I thought you just said that you wanted him to win. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm just a fan of all of them just because, like, he's a fighter, man. Like, I think fighting is the coolest thing that you can do. I think it's the most badass thing you can do. And I really look up to every single fighter that fights.
That's awesome. Let's talk about your gym a little bit, man. You train over at Lakes Region Valley Tutor, like you mentioned earlier. Can you just kind of describe the vibe of your gym for maybe some of the people that are listening that don't really know or aren't that don't really know much about your gym?
Yeah, so Lake Fusion Valley 2 is a great group of guys. They've been around for a while, and it's led by Taylor Mears and John Sullivan. Fantastic coaches, amazing coaches, geniuses, and I'm just super super lucky to be able to have found them. And just the fighters like Hunter Darling, Tim Briggs, Nayu Shar, like everyone, all the fighters from that gym are tough and they're honest, they're real, and they're just great people. And I wouldn't rather train with anyone else, to be honest. Like I do train a bunch of different places when like around New England though. LRVT I train a lot,
Mhm.
a lot, probably the most. I also train at Brazilian Top Team in Lynn, Massachusetts,
Nice.
and I also train Muay Thai at North Shore Muay Thai with my brothers, with Coach Mark Meltzer, and also shout out Zach Danish and Luis Torres over at Brazilian Top Team Lynn.
There you go, man. That's awesome. I was going to ask you if you cross train anywhere, so you already answered my next question, man. So there you go.
Yeah, like my coaches are very big on cross training because like they just think it's the best. Like you get knowledge
Mhm.
from everywhere, and it helps all of us grow as a team, not just individually, because you bring back that knowledge to the gym, and like you learn it now. My buddy learns it now. He learns it. Like it grows, it grows, it grows, and we just all get smarter every single day.
Definitely. I think it's important to cross train too because there are so many other good facilities like in the area, and especially like in the New England area where we're kind of at. So I think it's good to kind of, get out there, get a little dip your toe in a little bit everywhere, man, and get a taste of everything. It just gives you different looks, lets you learn more and like you said, man, bring that stuff back to your home gym and everybody makes each other better, man. So I think it's important.
And I'm honestly like super lucky that my coaches are just like super supportive of that,
Hmm.
just because like I know a lot of gyms traditionally sometimes don't really like that
Hmm.
aspect of cross training, but I think it's super important. Like as well, as long as everybody knows what's happening, then like you can't go wrong because everyone at the end of the day, everyone's a martial artist and they're just trying to get better.
Agreed, man. 100%. Let's get into your fight history a little bit, man. Your first amateur fight, Combat Zone 78 versus Mike Souza. You went out there, got a stoppage in the second round. That was your first MMA bout. How did it feel getting in there for the first one and then getting out of there with the finish as you did?
So that was a great fight, and honestly, I think about that fight like a lot. Honestly, I've only had two, but I think about that fight a lot just because there like I waited so long. It felt like I was in camp for a very very long time, and I actually got sick like 2 weeks before the fight.
Hmm.
Like I got like the flu, and I was pretty run down, so I had to take a little bit of time off, and then
Right.
kind of got better during fight week. And honestly, like I was confident. I was like, I know I've trained as much as I can. Like I'm gonna get in there and do what I do. Like you're not losing this fight. Like you're not going to. Like losing isn't an accept. Like it's not an option.
For sure.
So when I went there, I remember thinking I hit pads for the first time in the back, and I was gassed, dude. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, my lungs are heavy. Like I'm like, all right, whatever. It's too late, man. You're in it. So might as
Yeah.
well just go out there and do it. And yeah, honestly, like the first round was great. Like shout out Mike Souza too, great opponent, great jujitsu, very respectable guy. Comes from a very good gym as well.
Hmm.
And yeah, so he had very good jujitsu, and I was kind of expecting that from his team and whatever. But I did think before I had the striking advantage, and he caught me in an armbar in the first round, a very very good armbar, and it was tight, yeah. But I couldn't quit. I can't quit in my head. Like
Right.
it's hard for me to just accept it. I'm stubborn, so like it's hard for me to accept that defeat.
Of
So
course.
I had to do whatever I could to get out of it. And second round came in, did what I did, caught him. That was the end of the fight.
For sure, man. I mean, very impressive MMA debut. I think it is important that you got caught in a little bit of adversity.
Hmm.
Put your head down, bowled through it as you do, and then got to that second round and got the stoppage, man. So got a little bit of taste of everything in your MMA debut, man. I'm sure that just made you even hungrier for the next one.
100%. That did make me very hungry, and I know that I needed to get better in a lot of areas too, especially after that fighting a pretty experienced guy. So yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a great experience.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about the next one then. Cage Titans 58 versus Daniel Keepers, who was 3-4 at the time when you stepped in there. Had a little bit more cage experience than you. You were 1-0. He was 3-4. No problem for you though. You get out of there first round KO. I know that Keepers had a few other opponents lined up before you. So for you, was this a fight that you took on short notice?
Yeah, actually, I took it on 9 days' notice. I got it offered, and watched him film with my team, and we were like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Like, I wanted to fight too, so I was like, why not? What's the worst that's gonna happen? You're gonna get knocked out.
Mhm.
So that's like every fight, though. You're going in there with a risk, but it doesn't matter because I love to fight.
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate that as fans. For you stepping in there. Keepers is a tough guy. You went in there and got him out of there in the first round, which is very impressive. I think everybody in the arena was very impressed with your performance as well. But looking back on that, let's talk about that exchange, man. In the first round, that right hand caught him clean, finished him up with some ground and pound to get him out of there. Can you just talk about that exchange a little bit and kind of what it felt like for you in there?
Yeah, so I went in there and I actually felt great. Like I got my formula down for really like knowing my body and knowing like when I feel good in the octagon, and like I felt really really good. Like I felt 100% in there, and I would just felt super comfortable. And honestly, I knew that he was going to try and close the distance after I connected with some leg kicks, which was the game plan because
Hmm.
he was a southpaw. He had that lead leg, and that's what I was really chopping down for. And then he kind of grabbed my hand, my lead hand, so I knew he couldn't really hurt me that much because he was hitting me with a straight.
Right.
And one thing I've been working in camp a lot is my shell defense, being comfortable in the pocket and looking, being able to see what you're doing. And after he grabbed my hand, and because I knew he didn't like the leg kicks, so I knew he was a little pissed.
Hmm.
So that's why he was trying to hit me so hard. So I shelled up. He hit me the first time, and I saw his hand drop. So in my head, I was like, all right, absorb one more because he's going to hit you with that right again because his hand is occupied with my lead hand.
Right.
He hit me again. His hand dropped, and I knew it was gonna drop him before I sent it, and boom, I saw it. Eyes rolled back, and I knew I had to finish it there and then. I couldn't just like stop. I knew I had to finish it.
Of course, man. Like I said, congratulations again. Very impressive
Thank
performance.
you.
You made your debut in front of the Cage Titans crowd in the Plymouth Memorial Hall. Um, is Cage Titans a place that you would like to get back to and get back into that arena and fight again?
For sure, for sure. K Shines was a great experience, and so was Combat Zone. Shout out Combat Zone too.
Yeah,
That was a
combat
great
sounds cool too.
experience. Yeah, the Cage Shines though, like they're great, great people, great venue. Everyone there was super, super nice. Like it was like I'm very, very interested in getting back in there with them.
Oh yeah, man, love to hear it. We'd love to see you back in there. One more time, congratulations. Just almost as viral as the knockout was the post-fight celly.
Yes, sir.
It's split 50-50 in the comment section. Some people find it entertaining, some people are not a fan of it. Why'd you decide to go that route and celebrate
That,
that way? I'm sure there's a story
that's
behind it.
Oh, of course, that's super understandable. And at the end of the day, I am a martial artist, and I do respect everybody that gets in the cage. The lead up to the fight, honestly, he was very disrespectful at weigh-ins, didn't accept my handshake. We're all martial artists; it's all about respect. And he just kept talking and talking and talking. Even when we got in the cage, he just kept calling me small, kept talking all this. And like I don't like to talk. Like my performances speak for themselves, to be honest. Like, or that's the route I want to go down is I don't have to talk. Like we can get in the cage and we can talk. That's the real talk. Like he was worried about the publicity and stuff, and like so there was a lot of lead up to that.
Sure.
And in the heat of the moment, I was like super excited. Obviously, my second fight, I just KO'd him, and a lot of emotions running through my body, and it just happened. I just got, and that's just what felt right in the moment, and it was just led and driven by his disrespect to me. If he had never done that, then I would have never celebrated on his face like that, because at the end of the day, it is about respect, and I do respect him as an opponent as well, 100%. I just thought that he deserved a little, you get, like, you were talking, so I knocked you out, so this is what I'm going to do now.
For sure, man. I appreciate the explanation and everything. I'm sure, people would love to hear from you on that as well.
Hmm.
Like I said, very entertaining fight, very entertaining finish. Take nothing away from you, man. Big, big props on that. So you now are 2-0, bro. So congratulations on 2-0. That's huge. You're a young kid still too, you're in college still, you're still doing your thing. Bright future ahead for you, man. You got all the
Thank you,
tools,
sir.
to make a good run at this thing, man. Ideally, what would you like next for you? I know I have heard some rumblings behind the scene about maybe a verbal agreement going down between you and Brody McDougal. Is that something that has been talked about?
We're just gonna have to wait and see.
Oh yeah, okay,
And
okay.
once that information reveals, and I'll promote it. I'll be happy. I'm ready for anyone. I'm confident. And I actually did speak to Brody in the back. Super nice guy, super respectful. Shout out Brody.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's gonna
Love it,
be
man.
good.
If that is a fight that materializes and ends up happening, both of you guys are young, hungry welterweights, very talented, both undefeated, both have never been to the scorecards. Just going to turn the hall to an absolute electric factory if that's the fight that we get to see next. So hopefully that one is what's next for you guys. Super excited for that. Do you have a time frame on like ideally when you'd like to get back into the cage? I know you are still in school. I don't know if that kind of
Hmm.
hinders when you can kind of get into the octagon and throw down again.
Not really. I'm always training. I'm always ready. I'm looking probably around July. I was gonna go May, but I have something that I do have to do with my girlfriend.
Hmm.
We're gonna go on a little trip.
Priorities.
Yeah, and a little trip, and so I got to take care of that first, and then I'm back, and I'm ready for anything when I'm back. I want to fight the best too. Like, you gotta challenge yourself, and like win, lose or draw. Like I know that after I fight and after I know I fight the best, then you can't lose when you challenge yourself.
Exactly, man. Love that mentality. I love to hear that. I appreciate your time, man. Before I get you out of here, I like to kind of finish these things up with some like random fun questions, keep it light, and then I'll let you go get out of here and enjoy your weekend.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Do you have a go-to like post-fight meal, after every fight? Is there something that you got to put down?
Like it's funny because right after I finish fighting, my stomach's weird and I can't really eat for a little bit.
Mm.
But once that breaks away, I love pizza. I love junk food, of course, but like I try to keep my diet very, very clean. So I'll only really indulge after a fight. But ice cream, cookies, all like the whole shebang, all of that.
Yeah, go really in after, now that you're able to, cut loose a little bit and enjoy yourself after fight camp.
Yeah, nothing crazy, like nothing a little crazy because I still like to keep in shape and I still like to keep lean all the time. But I do like to enjoy myself a little.
Of course. Do you have a favorite movie or a favorite TV show?
I'm a huge fan of movies, a huge fan of TV shows. On the spot question.
I know
It's
everybody
hard.
has a hard time with
Yeah,
these to choose just one.
it's hard to think. Right now, I'm going through The Sopranos.
Yeah,
TV
dude.
show. That was my fight. That was my fight camp TV show.
Is this your first time
Sopranos.
watching it through?
Yeah, this is my first time watching it all the way through because I'd watched it the first like 2 seasons when I was younger, but now I'm really, really into it. I'm on like season 4, halfway through that right now. So right now that's kind of like on my mind a lot. Great show, fantastic show. Movie, I'm not really sure just because I love like all sorts of movies. Like I love horror movies, comedy, like like it's
Yeah.
the same with music. Like I have a very, very broad taste.
Sure.
So it's kind of hard to like circle one.
Yeah, I got you, man. I'm not gonna put any pressure on you to pick one. I'm not gonna hold you to that. Yeah, but Sopranos is a good pick. That's an all-time favorite for me too. That's
Mhm.
definitely up there. Somebody actually on the Cage Titans card walked out to the Sopranos theme song.
Dude, I heard about that. That was pimp. I heard about that. That was sick, dude.
Dude, I was sitting in the crowd and I heard the music hit and I was like, wait a second. I know
Yeah,
this. And I
my
started
friends
going
were
crazy.
telling me. My friends were telling me about that. I was like, dude, this is actually sick.
Yeah, it's a sick idea. It got me hype, I'm not gonna lie. So
Mhm.
you mentioned that you're taking a trip with your girlfriend, man. Speaking of traveling, do you have like a top destination that you'd like to travel to?
To be honest, man, I love America. So like I love chilling in the US. I've been like I was fortunate enough to be in Peru and then the UK at a very young age. So I've been exposed to different like cultures from a very young age. So I don't really have a like a what's
Like a
the word
top,
I'm looking for?
yeah, you don't have like a dream spot to go to that you don't have anything like that.
Yeah. Like I'm happy in the US. Like I love Florida. I love like New Hampshire. I'm just grateful to be here, to be honest, because a lot of people in the world can't make it to the US.
For sure, man. Um, would you rather, get in the cage and swim with sharks, or would you rather skydive?
Dude, honestly, sharks. I don't mess with heights,
You don't
man.
mess with heights. I don't do
Nah,
heights either. So I
I
would
can't do it, dude.
I would go the shark route as well. If somebody had to give me the option, I would do the same thing. So I just understand
Hmm
100%. I don't fuck with heights either. Do you do like roller coasters and stuff though, or is that still too
Oh
much?
yeah, yeah, fuck yeah, I do that.
Okay,
Yeah, I like the adrenaline. Adrenaline is a big like thing for me. Like getting my heart rate up as well. I like that feeling. It's a really good feeling.
for sure. You mentioned that you are a MMA spectator and a fan as well. So, we got a big one going down, UFC 287, Alex Bejeda versus Israel Adesanya Part 2. How do you see this one playing out? Do you have any predictions for the fight?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I do think Pereira will come out on top, but I do think Izzy looked extremely, extremely good his last fight and did catch him at the end of the first round and did wobble him. So they're both like amazing strikers, like incredible strikers. And like watching that is just so much fun just because like I don't know, as like a striker for me as well, it's just like beautiful to watch. It's like poetry.
Yeah,
So
man. They are two of the best
yeah,
in the world, man.
yeah, for either or, like if any of them win, like I don't mind because it's just going to be a great fight either way.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to that one. That's like our next like big fight that's coming up. Obviously, we got some good matchups in between. But that one I'm especially excited for because the way that first fight went, like you said, Izzy got him at the end of the first. Pereira came in and put him away at the end of the fight, man. So very exciting first matchup. Can't wait for the second one. And I'll be tuned in watching for sure.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be a banger.
Definitely, man. All right, Ozzy, I appreciate the time, brother. It was awesome talking to you. Hopefully we'll get to do this again, and
Yeah, for sure.
hopefully we see you around the Cage Titans way again soon. And anything you want to say before I get you out of here? Social medias that you want to plug? Any sponsors you want to shout out? Anything like that?
No, yeah, everything's a little in motion right now, so just wait. There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot happening. So just keep your eyes out. It's going to be
Perfect.
good.
Perfect, man. We'll keep our eyes out for you. You're definitely on our radars now if you weren't already. So, Ozzy Martin, I appreciate you, man. Have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
You too.
Got down for the count and he can't even talk now. This MMA, what we talking about? Yeah, you tuned into the pod now. Gonna be hard for you to stop now. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in. Yeah, we caged in.